And now I'd like to welcome to the stage the person who brings Intelligence Squared U.S. to the United States and to Aspen across the United States. Its starter and founder and chairman, Robert Rosenkranz. Hey, Bob. How are you? Normally, before our debates in New York, Bob and I chat for just a couple of minutes about a sort of framing of the evening that's ahead for us. And in this case, the basic question I want to ask you is, you know, the language, the U.S. has no dog in the fight, could be interpreted a lot of different ways. What do we intend by that language, this debate to be about?
Well, let me start off by saying what we don't intend. This is not a debate about whether Syria is consequential. It's clearly Iran's sole ally. It's a site of a humanitarian disaster of huge proportions. There would be no debate about that. So what put me in mind of this language, the U.S. has no dog in the fight in Syria, was a dinner I attended in Singapore. And my dinner partner was the former head of the KGB, Ambassador Chubnikov. And I was...
Charming.
Charming guy. Very well informed. So I said, what are you guys doing in Syria? You can't like the idea of an Islamist regime like the Iranians getting stronger. What are you doing there? And he said, look, we don't like Assad any better than you do, but we think that the alternative to Assad is at best an Islamist state and at worst a new al-Qaeda stronghold. So we think Assad is the best of a bad lot of choices.
So the Russians have picked their side. They've picked their guy.
Yes, they picked their guy, and he seems to be doing better with their support. A few days later, I happened to have dinner with Henry Kissinger. And I essentially posed the same question to him. And his view was, unless the United States sees a clear way to influence an outcome and a clear way to make that outcome better suited to our national security interests, we should stay out. And in a sense, this language, the U.S. has no dog in the fight in Syria, is asking whether those two opinions are correct, or whether there is an identifiable outcome that we can get behind that serves our interest at least reasonably well and is worth a commitment of U.S. Military involvement or other kinds of involvement to try to bring it about.
You know, Bob, we do a lot of debates where there's a clear dividing line between the two sides. You know, one that comes to mind is ban college football. That was easy, yes or no. This one is one of those debates that's full of nuance and gradation.
Well, that's absolutely right, John. I mean, in a debate like this, nobody's going to say we should be all in with all the military resources, full-on involved, boots on the ground to try to create an outcome. And nobody's going to say this is a matter of no real consequence to the United States, we can kind of ignore it. So it's all going to be matters of degree, but I think ultimately there are going to be real differences between these sides, and their discussion is going to be very illuminating.
And robust. And let's bring on our robust debaters now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our debaters to the stage. Thank you, Bob Rosenkranz.
Thank you.